Hello, Namaskar, Ram Ram, Pranam. Thank you for joining me on this new episode of Being the Change. Today I am going to talk about the healing process. That how can you heal yourself? Or how can you help others to heal themselves? Actually, this episode is just the continuation of last episode. In last episode as well, I was talking about the healing process, healing after tragedy, or healing after any traumatic experiences that you have faced in your life. So if you haven't seen that video, that previous episode, Healing After Tragedy, do watch that. Do tune into that video after when you are done with this video, this episode of healing yourself or how can you heal yourself. Okay. Actually, healing is very much important or necessary in our life so that we can be at peace. We can be at peace with ourselves and we can live our life completely with satisfaction, with passion, with positive vibes and energy, right? But most of the time, we ignore this healing process. We just skip this healing process. And actually, we are not even aware of the steps which we need to take to heal ourselves. Or when we are to guide others, when we are helping others, we try to help or guide them at the best of our knowledge, but most of the time we skip some crucial points which are needed to help others as well as to help yourself. So I will be talking about very powerful and beautiful insights so that you can help others in healing themselves as well as you can heal yourself if you are in the need of healing yourself, if you have faced any traumatic experience or tragedy in your life. So there are several steps in the healing process. We will be dealing with each one of them today, one by one. The first one, the first step or the first process is the most crucial one actually. In my understanding, in my opinion, it's the one of the most important steps which most of us ignore due to the fast-paced life or due to the generation or situations in which we are living. You can call it whatever you want, but I have observed this thing that we are not very in tune with this process or this step particularly. So the first step or the first process in healing yourself is be as close to the nature as you can. I will repeat it again. The first step in the healing yourself process is be as close to the nature as you can. We are not actually aware of its significance, of the power of nature. If we are one or we feel or if we are trying to being one with the nature, half of the battle is won. Trust me. You must have heard that we are part of the nature. Obviously, we are part of the nature. We are nature. But due to this fast-paced life and the circumstances or our workload or stress or standard of living, the way of living, हम भूल गए हैं. We were part of the nature. But as the way we are living today, nature and we as human beings are totally separated. We are not connected with that. So first step is try to be as close as to the nature. Be one with the nature. Be nature yourself. What do I actually mean by it? When I was reading Bhagvat Gita, I read one simple sentence in that, but I think that's the beauty of it, that one simple sentence of Bhagavad Gita can change your life, can transform you completely. And that single sentence was the first point which like got struck in my head or it just blew me away, right? It was that one short, little enlightened moment for me. And in Bhagavad Gita, it is written that in the explanatory part, obviously. So there it was stated with an example, and it was like that, as one single drop of ocean is also bit of salty nature, as one single particle of gold is full of all the qualities of gold, same goes for us human beings. We are part of the nature, we are part of the divine, the almighty, the god, you can call whatever you want. So we have all those qualities of nature, of God, of the universe, or whatever you want to say, within ourselves. It's just that we have forgotten those things or those qualities. By being one with the nature, I just want to say that you have to be one with yourself, because you are part of the nature. You are nature in by yourself or in yourself. You have all those qualities. Just be one with them. Be one with the nature. Be one with yourself. And to begin this process, you have to just follow some simple basic exercises. Oh, no, no, I won't call them exercise actually. Actually, it's just the way of living. You have to change, or you have to take some initiative to begin this journey of healing yourself. And in this process of healing yourself, and in this process of being one with the nature or being one with yourself, you can choose lakeside. If you are living in Delhi, like near Mayur Vihar area, you can go to the Sanjay Lake. Or you are living in Chandigarh, you can go to the Sukna Lake. Or you are living in Karnataka or Bengaluru, there are so many different lakes over there. You can visit them on regular basis if it is in your area, nearby area. Even if it is in the radius of 4-5 kilometers to your house, try to visit that particular area at least once in a week. If you cannot go to lake regularly, or if you are not having this facility of having lake beside your house and all that, you can choose forest area or field area. If you have that chance or opportunity to visit any forest or field area on regular basis, do that. Or you can visit a park regularly. Try to visit park in the early hours, early morning hours, like around 5:30 a.m. Visit the park in the golden hour. Or you can visit the hill station at least once or twice a month. You can visit that if you are not able to do that regularly. Or you can visit a beach area if you are from the southern part of India, and if beach is nearby your house or your city, do that, do visit that. Or at least you can do this last point, visit your nearby like peaceful area. Visit the most peaceful area you can find nearby your house, or move to the terrace of your house and enjoy the calmness and peace and beauty of night. Look at the stars, look at the moon, feel the beauty of nature, feel the air, feel the air, feel the light, moonlight on your face, on your eyes. Close your eyes and feel that. Try to connect with the stars, right? And I just want to add one thing, that when you are trying to be one with the nature, either you are walking beside the lake or beach, or you are at your roof or in a hill station or anywhere else, please avoid using your gadgets, so-called gadgets like smartphones, smartwatches, and all that. Avoid that as much as you can. Obviously, I'm not saying that leave your phone or smartwatches at your house, but at least when you are walking or when you are talking to yourself, when you are trying to being one with the nature, avoid these things. Right? Okay. So now moving on to the second aspect or second part of healing process. The second thing is that move your body as much as you can. By moving your body, I mean that do physical exercises on regular basis. You can choose walk, you can go for a walk, you can go for a running, long run or short run, whatever you feel like. You can go for walk or run. You can join the gym for cardio or workout, heavy lifting, whatever you feel like doing. Or you can join dance classes, physical exercise hoga dance में भी, right? Or you can do yoga, join yoga classes, or do yoga at your house, or do your yoga in the nearby park in the early hours, or at least spend 15 to 20 minutes at your house just by doing basic exercises, right? And again, while doing all these things, just avoid any gadget. If you are going for a walk or running, try to do without any phone and all that. But if you are one of those that without any music, I cannot go for a walk or run, okay, fine. You can tune into the music and go for a run, but the music should be soulful, either soulful or positive. No sad songs, no pop songs and all that, right? Either positive music or the music should be light or soulful. You can use that. Otherwise, ignore gadgets, phones, smartwatches, and all. In this process of healing yourself, how can I heal myself? How can I help others to heal themselves? The third step is develop a reading habit. Read as much as you can. Read at least for 10-15 minutes on regular basis. You can read in the early hours. You can read just before going to the bed at night. You can read at the most comfortable time, but make it a habit. Now the question rises that पढ़ना क्या है? What do we have to read actually? There are hundreds and thousands of books available in the market which are related to spirituality, related to self-development, personality development, self-help, productivity novels, books, right? You can choose whatever like attracts you more, or the topic or book which you find more or most interesting. You can choose that as per your own interest. But at least at this period of time, don't go for fantasy or fiction or like romance novel and all that. By reading consistently, I just want to add one thing, that you have to read good quality books. The books from which you will gather some insight, beautiful, powerful insight. You will get some knowledge. Even one single point from one book can transform your life. If you are not interested in these self-productivity or self-help books, go for the spirituality one. And again, in the last episode of healing process, I explained that spirituality is different from being religious. Not in the last episode, actually, in the previous one, the one question I talked about this, or in the choose yourself episode, I don't exactly remember, but I have mentioned this point. I have already mentioned this point, that spirituality is not equal or not not exactly being about being religious. Being spiritual and being religious are totally two different things, right? So try to be a spiritual person. Try to read about mindfulness and be grateful. Right? Okay. So moving on to the next part, we have covered three aspects or 3 points related to the or in the journey of healing yourself. How can you heal yourself? We have covered 3 points: being one with the nature, being as close to the nature as we can, and second one was doing physical exercises regularly, moving our body on regular and consistent basis, at least for half an hour, or minimum, bare minimum was 20 to 25 minutes. Right. And third one was reading regularly. Now moving on to the next part. Next part is meditation. Now, the point is, in the initial stages of meditation, we feel that I'm not able to control my mind. I'm not able to focus on one particular thing. I'm not able to observe that silence. And then you start doubting yourself. Am I doing it correctly? Am I going in the right direction? Will I actually be able to do meditation? The thing is that there are hundreds and thousands of processes or ways, different techniques to do meditation. Just choose one thing, one particular technique which is available to you or which you find more convenient to you. Apply that, follow that, that's it. You are not able to focus, it's okay. You are not able to feel the breathing pattern, fine. You are not able to observe that silence zone, fine. You are not able to control your mind, brain, fine. You are not able to control your thoughts, negative thoughts, totally fine. The thing is that just be consistent with meditation. You can begin it with a short span of time, like let's say start doing it for 5 minutes, then slowly and gradually you will move to the 10, 15, 20 and much amount of time. But the point is just be consistent and be patient. In the first week, if you are not able to focus, it's fine, totally fine. Just do it regularly. Don't force yourself. Be at calm, be at peace with yourself, right? Try to follow that technique as much as you can. Whichever technique you are trying to apply for your meditation, just follow that and that's fine. Don't force. If you are not able to control your thoughts, it's totally fine. Just don't force yourself that I have to control, I have to be at peace, I have to. Don't do that. Just focus on the breathing exercise, breathing pattern. Like simple. You don't have to rush, you don't have to force anything. It will come to you. It will come to you naturally. Maybe after 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, 15 days, 1 month, 2 months, it will definitely come to you. Just be patient and be consistent with that. There is no wrong technique to do meditation actually. If you are trying that, fine. कोई भी टेक्निक यूज कर रहे हो, इट्स गुड. आ जाएगा एक दिन. अभी नहीं आ रहा है, 2 दिन नहीं आ रहा है, 5 दिन आ जाएगा. ट्रस्ट इट. Trust yourself, trust the process, trust the technique, right? Okay, moving on to the next part. In last video as well and in the first video as well, I talked about this point and this is very crucial. Next step in the process of healing yourself or how to heal others or how to heal myself, next step is be grateful. Observe gratitude. And one line or one sentence, or you can call it like one quote, I want to add that keep your gratitude higher than your expectations in life. Do note it down. याद रखना इस सेंटेंस को. I will repeat it again. Keep your gratitude or keep the amount of your gratitude, keep the feeling of your gratitude higher than your expectations. Think about it. It's very deep. Always, in every situation, try to keep your gratitude higher than your expectations. More often than not, you will find yourself at peace with the person, at peace with the circumstances, at peace with the situation, overall at peace with yourself, and finally, at peace with the life. Just follow this one single strategy. Make your gratitude, or make your feeling or amount of gratitude higher than your expectations. Try to follow this one single sentence. It can totally transform the way you are living your life. Next step in this process of healing ourselves, next point is talk to yourself. Self talk is very important, very crucial for our well being. But I don't know why, but we don't just talk to ourselves. And most of the time, when we are talking, we are not talking, actually, we are judging ourselves. And we are seeing us from others' viewpoint. We are not genuinely caring or talking to ourselves. So, next thing you have to do, talk to yourself and listen to yourself. Try to understand yourself. Try to understand yourself. Try to listen to the child which in which is in you. Try to listen to the child in you. हम ग्रो तो हो गए हैं, but the point is हम सब के बीच, सबके अंदर अभी वो child है. The child full of innocence, full of love, full of passion, full of energy, full of positivity. Listen to that child. Pamper that child. Love that child. Try to understand that. Try to talk to that child. Try to connect with yourself. Right? And when you find yourself talking to yourself in a negative way, avoid that. Avoid that thing. There are two voices generally in our head. You can name it like, one is critical voice, which is constantly judging you, criticizing you, blaming you, like self-blame, or you can find this thing more in the person who is suffering or going through a low phase and who is having low self-esteem. They criticize themselves a lot. Like किसी और की गलती है या कुछ ऐसा हुआ कि वो उनके कंट्रोल में था ही नहीं, स्टिल दे विल स्टार्ट ब्लेमिंग देमसेल्फ. काश काश मैं कुछ कर पाता एंड ऑल दैट. राइट. One is that critical voice, but the opposite to that voice is healthy voice, which is your true voice. Try to listen to that voice, that divine voice within yourself. Talk to that divine voice. Listen to that. Observe that. Understand that. Listen to the child. Talk to yourself. Right? When you just begin talking to yourself, and when you are doing this exercise of talking to yourself and trying to understand and listening to yourself, after some time, maybe say, let's say after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you will find yourself at peace, because now you are not rushing things, or not now you are not unnecessarily criticizing yourself. If you have done anything wrong by any chance, then you will be able to forgive yourself. If any other person has done any harm to you, then you will be able to forgive that person as well. Right? Think about it. And moving on to the next part, it's just connected to the self talk type part as well. The next part is self care. Observe self care and self love. There are so many different ways of observing self love and self care. Just choose the one which is like most convenient to you, which comes naturally to you. Just observe that way of self care and self love. Pamper yourself, care for yourself, love yourself. Do all those things that you are in love with, or you used to do before, you love to do when you were a kid, or when you were in school or college, or just before this tragic or traumatic experience, right? Follow that. Follow all those things which help you connect with yourself, which help boost your self-esteem, which help feel love in you or for yourself, right? Because so many times I have already mentioned in my earlier episodes, if you are not able to care for yourself, if you are not able to love yourself, then you won't be able to radiate that energy, that love outside. You won't be able to care for others for the longer period of life. Maybe for short span you can do that, but in the long run you won't be able to do that. At least not in a healthy way, right? Don't do that. And focus on yourself. Focus on the self-care, self-love point. And don't be too harsh on yourself for anything. कोई गलती हो गई है, इट्स ओके, नहीं हुई, इट्स ओके, किसी और ने हर्ट कर दिया, इट्स ओके, आपने किसी को हर्ट कर, इट्स ओके, इट्स ओके, इट्स ओके. देयर इज अ सॉन्ग, इट्स ओके to not to be okay. Listen to that. You can Google that, or on iTunes, or like Wink Music, Spotify, YouTube, जो भी सुनते हैं, एक एक बार ये गाना सुनिए. It's okay to not to be okay. Right? मजा आ जाएगा. यही पॉइंट मैं अभी बोलने वाला हूँ या बोल रहा हूँ इतनी देर से. It's okay, it's fine. जो भी चल रहा है, it's okay. Just try to be at peace with yourself. Try to be one with yourself and observe self-care and self-love. Do all those things that you used to love, right? And moving on to the last part in this process of healing yourself, or how can we heal ourselves, or how can we help others to heal themselves. The last part, or the last point, is develop faith, or I must say, strengthen your faith in the divine, in the universe. Like in the last episode, I told you that at maximum level, only 99% is in our control. 1% will always elude you. So trust the process, trust yourself, trust the divine, trust the Almighty, trust the universe. If you don't believe in God, it's fine, but at least have faith in this process known as life. Have faith, right? Try to connect with the divine. Try to connect with the nature. Try to connect with yourself. Try to talk to yourself. Try to pamper yourself. Try to listen to that child, that inner voice. Look inside while doing meditation, while reading. Observe everything in a positive manner. And when you are doing physical exercise, physical workout, just remember the end result. You are doing all these things not to show off, not to have six packs and all that, but just to connect with yourself. These things help. These things really, genuinely help. Right? So that was it for this topic, this thing of healing yourself, or helping others to heal themselves. I hope मैंने कुछ help किया होगा. I hope my insights or these small little tips or tricks will definitely help you. I hope so, at least, because these things have been working for so many years, for so many hundreds and thousands and crores of people. And these things have worked for me as well, for my friends, families, right? So try to observe and follow these things. And if you have any other strategy, please do share it with me so that I can share it with others, or I can apply it on myself when or if I need it, right? And if you find these things interesting or beneficial, do share it with the person who is in dire need of these things, right? Try to be someone's guiding light. Try to be of some help to other person. Okay, so see you in the next episode of Being the Change. Thank you again. Thank you for joining me in my new initiative of Being the Change. And thank you for joining me in this new episode. Thank you. See you soon. Thank you.